These solo episodes have become such a fun thing for me. It's because now I feel like I'm actually having a conversation with listeners. I feel like I'm having a conversation with you. And especially so when some of you write in and send me your thoughts or your questions. It really feels like a conversation. So today I'm going to actually share about one message I got from someone, and we're going to talk about gardening and starting where you are, because I think it's a really good message for everyone to hear that you don't have to wait. You can start now. This is the Homesteading for Beginners podcast, and I'm Mona Weathers, your homesteading mentor and coach. I'm here to encourage you to pursue your homesteading goals with the right mindset in a way that is healthy for you, your family, and your community. If you desire to establish a solid foundation for your homesteading journey, then you are in the right place. Join me as I share stories from the past 20 years of my own journey, as well as practical and actionable steps you can take to start and maintain a healthy homestead. So I've been really trying hard to get my YouTube channel going. Right now I have a small channel with about 84, I think, uploads, but most of them are audio uploads, and I'm really trying hard to include more video, which means I have to actually kind of get ready and do the things. But I think it would be good if I had my podcast on YouTube as a video. So I am working on that. Hopefully soon you will see more video, actual video on YouTube. The hard part is the editing. So YouTube is, if I was going on and just doing a live, I guess it would be what it is. But since I want it to be a podcast, I kind of want to edit it so that it makes sense and it sounds okay and all that kind of stuff. So the editing part on the video is a little bit harder. So that's something that I've been dealing with, but I'm working on it. So I just wanted you to know that is in the future. I try to take a platform on, and I try to do more with that platform and more until it becomes something that I feel really confident in. And YouTube is one of those areas that I just really want to work on because I know it will pay off in the long run. Unlike some of these other some of these other platforms, like, the social platforms, they're just so wishy-washy, and they're not there for the creator. So that's what I'm doing. But today we're going to talk about starting where you are, because I got this really good message. It was actually an email from Morgan talking about, and so Morgan, if you're listening, hello. They gave me this really good review or testimonial, and I wanted to read it on the show because I know there's a lot of people like Morgan out there thinking these things about when to get started or just waiting until the right time to actually start something. So I want to make sure that you are hearing words from people that are thinking the same thing as you, and that you are hearing those people, their mind shifting, so that your mind will shift as well. So here we go. I've learned a lot so far just from your content on the podcast. Many thanks for that. It took my wife and I a while to wrap our heads around having a suburban homestead. We had been stuck in the wait till we have a more significant property mindset. But you and your guests have said time and time again to start small. So you will have already struggled with a smaller property and won't have to do all of that with a large one. This is a great mind shift tip. So I am thankful for Morgan for sharing that. I know some people who are listening to this also feel that way. So I really wanted you to hear that. But the series I'm doing right now on the Thursday podcast episodes, the interview episodes, is with Tara Osman, and she started her homesteading journey. She is currently homesteading in a suburban setting, so she has not waited. She has started, and she's growing a lot of food from her small property. So I wanted to share some things that you can do that I've kind of taken from Tara's interview, because from what she was saying, it kind of reminded me of things that you can do while you're, have a small backyard homestead. So some of those things are well, the first thing is, Tara said that she has a mulberry tree on her property and she has 2 maple trees on her property. What else do you have? What do you have on your property currently? You could have berry bushes. You could have, elderberries. You could have things that are on your property. You could have fruit trees that just, you don't know that they're there, or they never produce fruit because they're not getting fed. Or whatever. You could have things already on your property. So make sure that you don't have something existing already that you can harvest from, take care of, grow better, and harvest from there. So that would be my first tip. My second tip would be use fences or trellises to grow vertical plants. A lot of things like cucumbers and squash and tomatoes. Well, tomatoes don't vine, but they can be grown up things. But there's things that actually are vining plants that need something to grow up. And a lot of times you'll see, like big gardens with things growing on the ground. And that's taking up so much space. So like things that want to vine, make sure that they have a place to vine up. And it's just a simple little thing. You don't need a lot of equipment. You can use T-posts with wire. You can do all sorts of things. There's so many different types of trellises that you can make to have your food grow up. So that was another tip I would give you. And also, I don't want you to concentrate on perfection in your garden. I know we see a lot of the beautiful Instagram videos. I saw one today. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. It's like a cottage garden. Everybody wants that beautiful picturesque cottage garden type thing, but it doesn't have to be that way. But I do recommend making the garden a space that you want to go to, a space that's like a refuge and like that relaxes you. So do enough to make it that way so that you will spend time in the garden, so that you will, if you're in the garden already, you'll see weeds, you'll pick weeds, you'll see things that might be going wrong with your plants, and you'll be able to care for them quicker. I think the worst thing that new gardeners do is not spend enough time in their garden, or perhaps maybe spend fiddle too much with stuff. So if you just give your plants the right nutrients, they are pretty good at keeping themselves healthy, just giving them the right nutrients. There will be pests and things, but that is also another thing. If a plant is really strong and healthy, it's harder for pests to destroy them. So make sure your plants are really strong and healthy, and then just spend time. Make a spot in your garden that is like like a refuge, a place where you can sit down and relax. I have very fond memories of spending time in my garden in California. Sometimes I would just be so like overwhelmed with life and overwhelmed with the kids and overwhelmed with everything. I would go and literally lay down on the ground. And if you know a little bit about like energy fields and all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of energy in the soil, and there's a lot of life and activity in the soil. So actually physically getting your hands in dirt in the ground will benefit you mentally and physically. So make sure that you're spending time in your garden, and your mental health will improve, as well as your garden space will improve, because you're in there, you're seeing what you want changes, you're giving, you have dreams of changes, and you can make little adjustments here and there. Little adjustments over time make big transformations. So that is my encouragement for you today. This is a little bit of a shorter episode, but that's all I have to say today. And hopefully you will see this eventually on my YouTube channel, which at this moment in time, if you search Homesteading for Beginners with Mona Weathers, you'll find my YouTube channel. My handle is Homesteading for Beginners. So if you're looking for that, I have a lot of the podcast episodes, audio versions on there. And I only have a few videos other than that. So you can go check that out. So I just want to thank you so much. Oh, one last thing, the Homestead Income Plan group. Now, I just recently figured out that spells out HIP. So the HIP group is growing. We have almost 70 members in there. And I will be starting that really, really soon, getting the information. So I'm just getting the people in there right now. But the information will be coming really soon. And we're going to be talking about different ways to make an income online, and not just online, on your homestead, off your homestead, and online income, but different ways so that you can be, have this structure in place, this income structure that is solid and that will provide money for you over time. And there's something I haven't shared much about, but in order to do that so that you're not exhausted, all of the types of income plans, types of income streams need to be connected in some way so that they build on each other. This will prevent that overwhelm feeling like I have to have 3 income streams. No, you don't have to have like 3 separate businesses. You can have one business essentially that's connected in 3 different ways. So that is my goal for the Homestead Income Plan group. So you can search that. There will be links in the show notes as well. You can search that on Facebook. So it's the HIP group. So join the HIP group, and I'll see you there. Thank you.